Two foreign media groups have challenged claims by the Israeli Defense Forces that Al-Shifa Hospital in Gaza City is a primary military base for Hamas, with an elaborate network of underground tunnels. In one media broadcast, almost an hour-long commentary was made on a YouTube channel, breaking down every specific claim made by the IDF. The IDF had alluded to Al-Shifa Hospital being an operational military base in order to justify their attacks and raid on the hospital over the recent days. Similarly, another media group also commented on the raid by the IDF on the civilian hospital. A Norwegian doctor who was invited on their YouTube show, Dr. Mads Gilbert, who reportedly had served at the hospital for a decade, claims that the allegations by the IDF that the hospital is Hamas headquarters is far from the truth.
So let's remind ourselves about what some of those specific claims were. As you said, Al-Shifa was referred to as the beating heart of Hamas. Zippy Hotovely, just 2 days ago, the Israeli ambassador to the UK, alleged on Sky News that Al-Shifa Hospital is Hamas headquarters. The White House claimed to be in possession of intelligence that suggested that Al-Shifa Hospital was a base of both military operations and a place where Israeli hostages were or were being held. So these are very specific claims where, if they were true, they could be considered grounds under international law for Al-Shifa Hospital to be stripped of its protected status under the Geneva Conventions. Now, the circumstances in which hospitals lose their protected status in war, that's very, very limited. So it has to be being used for military purposes by combatants. The operations taking place from that hospital or the personnel who are stationed there have to be there specifically because they want to avoid being targeted. They want to avoid being killed or inhibited in some way by military attacks. The action taken has to be done with the absolute protection of civilian life in mind. So there has to be specific warnings and opportunities for civilians and patients to evacuate. There has to be minimal disruption to medical procedures and the treatment of patients. And the action has to be proportionate. And also these assessments have to be on the basis of fact. Now, like you said, it might be that new evidence emerges in the coming hours or coming days, but we have not seen anything close to the elaborate network of tunnels and, an established and significant base of operations. And we certainly haven't seen evidence so far of Al-Shifa Hospital being Hamas headquarters.
Premature newborns have died because of this slow suffocation that Israeli occupation army is exposing all the hospitals to by cutting electricity, oxygen, and medical supplies. And it's beyond description. I'm out of words to describe this systematic man-made slaughtering of patients in civilian hospitals. And when I heard the crowd in the United States shout, no ceasefire, I think that's the only place on earth where people are supporting Israel. And the other streets of the world are supporting a ceasefire, a human solution, a lift of the siege, and a support for the people of Gaza. So this is a deeply divided world, and the lies are flying around